Hey you guys, it's Mimsy. I'm going to do a quick tutorial or a quick safety tip tutorial on how to safely use a chop saw or a compound miter saw. So I got a couple of requests for this video after I did the panel molding or the picture frame molding that I did last week. So I'm just going to run down a few safety tips. I've got 5 tips in particular, and stick around because the last one's probably the most important, especially if you have littles at home. So number 1, goes without saying, well, first of all, always wear safety glasses. So safety glasses or goggles. I always have my glasses on, but it's a good idea to wear safety glasses because there's always sawdust flying, and you definitely don't want sawdust in your eyes, and who knows whatever else could go flying. So just always keep your eyes safe. Number 2 goes without saying, but always keep your hands at least 6 inches away from the blade. 6 inches is kind of rule of thumb. So never closer than 6 inches from the blade, which basically means that you want to keep your hand off of this round platform of your saw. So when you're holding your wood, put your wood up against the fence and hold it out here against your fence. So you can hold your fence to hold it nice and tight up against your fence, but keep it out here, no closer, none of this, always out here. Tip number 3 kind of goes along with this, holding your materials. Always keep your material supported on both sides, so you're not tempted to reach around and grab your material on this side. You never want to cross your arm in front of your saw. So that means that you need to have a table on this side to support your lumber over here. So if you need to put a table there, do that, because you never want to be tempted. If your lumber is weighty on that, is long on that side, you never want to be tempted to have to grab it over here to hold it. Obviously that's no-no. Okay, so the next tip is you always want to start your saw in motion, or start your blade spinning up here. Never start your blade spinning when it's in contact with your lumber, because your sawtooth could grab a hold of the edge of your piece of lumber and it'll flip that lumber up at you. Not to mention it'll chew up that lumber and you won't get a nice clean cut. So always start your saw blade in motion up here, drop it down into your material, and it'll cut it like butter, nice clean cuts. So that's 4. Oh yes, last tip. Tip number 5, this is probably the most important, so I'm going to turn it around and show you my saw up close. One sec. Okay, so tip number 5, which is probably the most important one, is to always use the safety to hold your saw blade down when you walk away from your saw. So all chop saws come with a little safety. Mine is this little knob here, and you push it in. Well, the first thing that you have to do to unengage your safety is you have to push down on your saw. That's what will unengage it. Then you pull this out and spin it, and it unlocks it, and then your blade comes up. So that's the most important thing, is to remember to lock your saw down and engage your safety when you're not using your saw, when you walk away, especially if you've littles in your house. Make sure you do that. That's tip number 5, the most important. So don't forget, you guys, to go check out this video. I'm going to put a link below. You can check out the link right here. I'm going to put a link here for this video that I did last week about how to install the panel molding. So check that out, you guys. It's really good.